The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sciforror Film Podcast. I'm Andy Walker and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend Badger. Hello, Badger.
Hello, how's it going, Andy? How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And how are you, sir?
Not too bad, not too bad. Feeling a lot better after a good night's sleep. Yes.
Good. I'm very glad to hear it.
Indeed.
Glad indeed. Nothing really to report yet. I don't think about anything that we've done.
I'm not sure. I've started work on a new Saw parody, which will be out in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And I've also started work on a film called The Front Rooms, which is obviously a parody of The Back Rooms.
Yes, fair enough.
And it's going to be one of these ones where it's going to be the most mundane, boring British horror ever. And that's going to be the tagline.
Ah, okay. But I have been working on two sort of screenplays, one for a short science fiction film, which I've got to work out some technical things about before I can even start considering to film it, but maybe done at some point. And the other one, I'm taking the bull by the horns in a way. Is I've never done it before, but I'm going to try to do some cut out stop frame animation.
Wow, that looks good. I look forward to that.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
That may be a terrible hot mess, but we're looking forward to it.
That may take me a little while.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to it, man. It's going to be great.
I don't know.
You got to challenge yourself in different ways, though, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I know. I came up with this strange and silly little idea, and I thought, how the hell can I make that into a film? And then I thought, I know. I could do it by stop frame animation. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, of course. And then I thought, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but
yeah,
it's an idea.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, I've actually managed to do something quite a little bit interesting. And, on iPhone anyway, there's an option to turn any picture into a sticker.
Yeah.
And then you cut it out and it turns your image into a PNG. So it's like, how can I faff about with this? And that's how I was able to superimpose pictures of myself into different backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's an idea. You can have a play around with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to try and work out how I'm going to do it exactly, but I'll get there. I'll get there.
Yes, there's something to look forward to. Indeed.
Yeah. The only other thing was I did do one of my film reviews that I do. Other than this, I did a film through the year review of the film M from 1931 by Fritz Lang with Peter Lorre in, which is up on the Thrave Productions YouTube channel. If anyone would like to go and have a look at it.
Please do, yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, well, let's get on with this then. So we are doing. What are we doing?
Films.
Films, yeah. I forgot where we were for a moment. We're doing horror, aren't we, this week? Yes.
Yes, we are indeed.
Yes. God, that was going on with two short films and a feature film, as always. The first of our two short films is from 2024, and it's a film called Closing Time. Writer and director is Spencer Keller, and the cast is Adara Toop, Hayley Stubblefield, trying to get it right, Raymond Power, and Aidan Keller. And the synopsis says for this: Emma has something important to tell her boyfriend, but when she arrives to meet him at the local diner and he's missing, she has a gut feeling that something is wrong. I mean, start off, I thought this looks really good. The shots in the diner looked absolutely brilliantly. It was really well lit, and the colours popped out. It was really good.
I definitely agree with you there. You definitely get the old school American diner feel. And, it's one of these things where it's like sometimes you see them bustling and stuff,
Mm.
but like I said, this one was purposefully empty and that added to the atmosphere. So, yeah, I really liked the aesthetic and I liked the weird music. And, yeah, it gave off really weird vibes, which is great. I really liked it.
Yeah, and I thought that the woman main character in it, I thought she yeah, acted it really well.
Yeah.
And I liked about it, it has a twist in it which isn't it, it, it's not as obvious as a lot of twists are. It kind of
No.
like was a bit of enough of a twist. It was not obvious enough for so that you kind of when it happened, you were like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
no,
I actually quite liked the twist, and I liked the fact because it's so open ending as well. So the twist opens up the storyline a lot,
yeah,
and you think, well, what was the killer's motivation? Was she connected in with the boyfriend? Did she know the girl and she didn't recognize her? Because obviously when you watch the start of it, you think, oh yeah, is this all connected in a way? And
yeah,
was there a reason why the girl kills and all that sort of stuff? And the killer goes for it. And for me, it was really good because it was quite open ended,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
was able to use my imagination with the rest of the story.
yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, I
Did
think
you
the
feel
story.
that as well?
Yeah, I mean the story was well put together, and as you say, yeah, I mean it was there was enough kind of ambiguity about the story for you to kind of have lots of questions, but not such that you kind of go, I don't understand what's going on because you could see what was happening, what was going on, but there was enough about it for you to question to make you go, oh, no, that's interesting.
Yeah. And it didn't feel like it needed more. Like we've
No,
watched, well, for me anyway, we've watched quite a lot of these, and we always say, oh, it feels like the beginning of a film, or it feels like the middle, or this could have been the end of another one. But for me, it was very self contained, and the way it worked was very wrapped up and nicely in a bow, and I quite liked her.
yeah, it was a nice short horror film that works really well standing on its own without any kind of anything else to go with it. I,
Yeah,
I'm
and that is the really great thing about a good short film. It was
absolutely, yeah,
able to wrap itself up with some questions and with a twist, and it was really fast paced as well. And you added a lot of stuff to it. Quite funnily enough, I'd actually watched this previously before we reviewed it, and
all
I didn't
right,
even know. I think I must have watched it when it came out. So
oh,
when you
okay,
decided to review it, I was like, oh, okay, I've seen this before.
all right.
That was really good, yeah.
I didn't know that. It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I try to find ones that I haven't seen before, just because of the fact that I don't like, even with the feature films, I don't necessarily like watching films that I've watched a number of times before because I just
Mm,
get, I like to come to things a bit fresher and.
yeah.
But no, it's good to know that you know, it, there's always that possibility that you're going to find films that you've seen before.
Yes. But the good thing is, it was still fresh the second time round. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so it is a multiple watch one.
Oh,
And
that's
then the
good.
more you watch it, the more things you're thinking about. So it's a good one.
Good, good. Yeah. Okay. The second of our two short films is from 2025, and this is a film called Beautiful Meadow.
Mm.
The writer and director of this is Lawrence Mason Getter. The cast is Tarek Badwan, Kelsey Joe Brook, and Dennis Rasak, rather, sorry.
Mm.
The synopsis says Roman is a holiday cottage host. However, he finds his guests triggering bad memories and radical ideology, leading to vicious repercussions.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll start off by saying that the short film that I starred in
Mm.
moons ago called The Hand That Feeds You. I was actually in the film with Tarek Badwan. He played one of the other characters in that film.
Oh wow. Pretty
So
cool.
yeah, that was interesting to see. That's part of the reason why I chose it, because I saw his name
Mm.
in the cast, and I thought, oh, I wonder what that's like.
Mm.
Um, but there you go. I mean, I thought it had a great atmosphere to it, and what I liked about it was the fact that, again, we've said it before in quite a few others. There's the use of like minimal sound and music in this. There's lots of bits of silence, and you just hear very slight sounds and things like that. And as you said before, it gives the film and the atmosphere a chance to grow.
That's right, yeah. And I felt that even with the opening scene, I was like, ooh, this is really pretty,
Yeah.
couple eating some food, going for a nice picnic at the on the farmland or whatever in the park, and then all of a sudden it was like boom.
Yes, absolutely. I
I was
mean,
like,
yeah.
wow, okay.
I mean, the
Okay.
cinematography, especially when they show you when they do the open air bits of the
Mm.
landscape, it's fantastic. It's really good.
Yeah. The colours and the camera work were fantastic. Like the greens on the park, the sort of like the things that I don't know how much we want to go into, but the bodies and stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
everything really pops. The practical effects were really great. The atmosphere was great. They must have used a really good camera quality and some great effects because it really felt very vivid to me.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's one of the things I'll say is I really like the flashbacks and the multiple story layers.
Mm.
And I think it's unusual, and it's really not easy to do it well in a short film.
Yeah, in a few minutes, in about 15 minutes, it's quite hard to do in that sort of period of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's 13 minutes long. And the really weird thing about it is this is one of those films that to me it seems longer, but not in a bad way.
Mm.
It seems like it was a longer film than 13 minutes because
Yeah,
there's
I
so much in
totally
it.
agree. Yeah, I totally agree. It did feel longer, but like you say, in a good way,
Yeah,
and the plots all sort of converge quite nicely together, and yeah, it just like ooh, the atmosphere was fantastic. But yeah, I was pretty freaked out. I won't lie. I was like, oh my goodness me. And I don't scare easy, and I was actually quite like on the edge of my seat for a lot of it.
yeah, I thought it was a really good short film. I mean, it's like there are a few bits that are kind of unexpected, sort of like you go, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that to be like that. But on the whole, it's kind of like a fairly well sort of like well led and sort of plotted sort of drama, if you like.
Yeah.
Then with these little pockets of kind of unexpected things, which I think work brilliantly.
Mm. I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, and there was like the whole thing. Like, obviously, quick thing. I used to be, quite a devout Christian and stuff like that.
Right.
So to see, whenever I see like the mixture of Christianity and horror it always
Yeah.
freaks me out, like The Exorcist and stuff like that. So whenever I see all that sort of stuff, it freaks me. you know,
Yeah,
so
no, I
it
do.
has that extra layer to it of like, oh, okay.
I think that's the thing is the fact that sometimes films like this kind of affect you because of the fact that you've had an experience or experiences that kind of you can relate to what's going on. Uh,
Yeah,
or you've had experiences that maybe you can't relate to exactly what's going on, but you kind of understand where these people are coming from.
yeah.
Their
which
their
which does
background.
actually really freak you out.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I really liked this film. I thought it was
Mm,
really
mm.
well made and really good.
Yeah, very well, mate. I did actually watch it twice because it was one of these ones I was like, oh, I didn't quite understand what was going on the first time round. So I did have to watch it a second time. And I do recommend that to some of the more casual viewers, like to watch it a second time, take your time watching all the different bits and pieces because there's a lot going on in a very short space of time, I felt.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Okay, yeah. Right. Our feature film this week is one that was chosen by Badger.
Is it safe
Uh,
to come out now?
yeah. This is a film from now. I was confused because different places I looked, some places it says 2024, some places it says 2025. And it's called the Campana Factory Tapes. It's also known as Viral, apparently.
Mm,
This is a found footage horror film for my sins. Uh, Now, the interesting thing about this, and it's one of the things I like about good found footage films, if you can put those two things in a sentence together, uh, the better found footage films is the fact that they don't have a cast list
mm.
anywhere. And I thought that was, it's important that you don't have a cast list because if you have a cast list, it's obvious it's not real. Um, this is a film that says it's by Brian Renaud, and that's all it says about it. So I mean, you can find out the cast if you go online. You can look it up and see where they are. But I think to keep the mystery of a good
Mm.
found footage film, you don't want people to be able to know that it's actors,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
which I
That's
didn't
exactly
think.
what Blair Witch Project did. For a long period of time, everyone thought it was real. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I
they
know.
knew it was like a film, but they thought it was like a documentary thing. And because nothing like it had come out before, everyone was totally duped into thinking it was real for a long period of time.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Well,
There you
and
go.
and it's the same as like I think, like you say, a good found footage thing does actually not have that sort of stuff in it.
And
Where
also doesn't have people that you've seen in other things.
exactly, um, yeah, there's a couple of times it has worked with well knowns. I mean, like I don't know if you remember Ghost Watch. That
Yeah,
was a British found footage thing,
yeah, yeah,
and about and that freaked me out when I was a kid. Absolutely and utterly. And
yeah.
it's
No, I
still
remember that.
talked about now because of how infamous it was. So there
Yeah.
you go. And
Now there isn't a synopsis for this anywhere as such, but there
no,
is a description on YouTube,
mm,
which I don't know. Yeah, okay. It says on the description on YouTube says these tapes were recovered from the abandoned Campana factory and are believed to be connected to the disappearance of several friends tied to an online scary story challenge.
mm,
This upload includes all footage discovered at the site, compiled with additional footage videos from various sources. Some clips are corrupted or incomplete. Nothing has been altered.
mm. So they
So,
really go in the whole this could be real thing. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I thought the start was good because it's like a reporter clip about the actual the closing of the factory and why it was closed and that sort of thing. That was quite good because it gave you a little bit of background, but not tons of it.
yeah. And I also liked the YouTuber segments, that they did in. He was quite
Yeah.
believable. The guy who played the sort of YouTuber, he was quite good.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few things I didn't quite understand. Like it was like sort of why is this woman filming herself sleeping? There's no explanation why she did that.
Yeah,
And why did she put a spy cam into her living room? There's no explanation as to why she did that, apart from the fact that a bit later in the film you needed it to see her sort of sleepwalking or whatever.
yeah.
You know,
Well, I said that's the problem with the film is that I feel that yes, it's a good found footage film in some ways, but then plot holes are a pain. I'm not really a fan of when there's too many plot holes in
and
a
the,
found
the,
footage.
one of the things for me is like sort of that they spend the first half of the film sort of like being these they're taking the piss out of the whole thing and they're kind of laughing and joking at stuff and playing little pranks on each other's and making jokes about everything. And then all of a sudden they have this massive leap of logic that sort of like she must have like summoned a demon from somewhere,
Yeah,
and they all go, "Yes, that's what's happened." You go, really? If I was in a room full of my friends and I said that she must have summoned a demon, they'd all tell me I was talking crap.
yeah. Honestly, it does jump the shark. I mean, don't forget, I love found footage,
I
but
know
I
you
was
do.
a bit like, this is so weirdly disconnected. He goes from one extreme to the other,
Yeah.
and
And
the fact that they keep doing the rituals as well, and I'm like,
yeah.
if you've done it once and it doesn't work, and you've summoned a demon, why are you trying to summon more demons? And that's exactly what happens. Each time they do the ritual, something else bad comes out, and they don't learn.
I mean, I did find that the bit where she's sleepwalking and she's standing over the other girl laying on the sofa, and she was standing there, I thought, didn't they do that in Paranormal Activity?
Yeah,
It looks
probably.
almost identical to a scene in Paranormal Activity. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy this one, but there's a lot of faults in it that made me think, why would you do that? Why would you keep summoning different demons? Because there was the evil doctor,
yeah,
there was the evil nun, and
yeah,
there was another one, right?
yeah,
And, and I'm like, so that's three demons you've summoned. Surely after you've summoned two, you should know a bit better.
yeah. No, no. What
So,
I would
whoopsie
say,
doodle.
is that there are a few decent jump scares in this. In
Yeah,
fact, there is one really good jump scare that actually made me jump. And
really?
I was really surprised. I haven't seen a jump scare that's actually made me jump for years.
Oh,
And I thought that was really that kind of impressed me that they managed to do that. The problem I have with this is it's a bit the whole thing is just a little bit jumbled and confusing. It's kind of like it's like somebody's taken a half decent story and edited it badly.
yeah. And that's obviously that's the found footage side of it. But like you say, we need time. We've like the film we watched the other week and we reviewed. That actually is a continuous story, isn't it?
Yeah,
And you sort of follow along. Um, but this feels like there's bits and pieces and time jumps quite far as well. So it's not like a continuous story like the one we watched before. This one feels like it's something happens one week and then another time and then another time and then they go to the factory at the end. You know, and it feels like it's like quite a long process
yeah.
rather than a few days. It feels like a longer time period, and that doesn't do the film any favors.
No. The other thing for me is the fact it's like I have a problem. One of my problems with a lot of found footage films, which is that you get a little bit at the beginning, which seems quite interesting. Then you get a load of stuff where not a lot happens apart from the occasional jump scare or the occasional kind of, oh, that's a bit odd, you
Mm,
know. And then the last sort of like 15 minutes of the film is complete fucking chaos. And
yeah.
it's all happening. And you just kind of go, oh, where did that all come from? You know, and it's just I don't know,
Yeah,
and it kind of it it's not the worst found footage film I've ever seen. I will say
no,
that.
but yeah,
Um, but
that is
then
usually the formula. Is that the last 15 minutes is absolutely crazy, you know?
and then
Um,
without wanting to put a spoiler in too much, although
yeah,
for you who's watching, if you want to skip over this bit, there is going to be a slight spoiler alert here. You got all this thing on about demons and all this kind of thing, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, there's a time loop
yeah, that's
that
it. Yeah,
that wasn't explained, and I don't understand.
exactly. Yeah, I didn't get that either. Was that intentional? I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's a bit like what, huh?
Yeah, it's like they chucked a lot of stuff in and saw what worked. I mean, I liked it. The only thing I didn't like was that I felt the sound. I'm very picky when it comes to sound in films,
Yeah,
and it felt like because I've obviously been very, you know, people have criticised me quite a lot. Oh, this is too loud. This is too quiet. Blah 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 blah.
yeah,
Uh, that's been a big criticism in my filmmaking career so far, and I felt that for me, obviously, I've been moaned out about it for quite a lot, so I'm also very picky when other people do it. And the sound in it was very loud in certain places, like the music was like
Yeah,
deafening. You know,
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know
No, yeah,
that's
I
my
agree.
one main criticism is that like they should have calmed it down on the music back in the background a little bit.
It's, as I say, it's not the worst found footage film I've ever seen.
No,
Um, and it wasn't bad. It was
no, no.
okay, you
For
know.
a zero budget
Yeah,
and some
it was
fun practical effects, it was quite good. Yeah.
it was an okay film, and I don't object to have watched it. I didn't leave. It didn't leave me thinking, well, that's an hour and a half of my time I'll never get back or whatever. So
No, no.
I'm glad about that. But yeah, it was all right. It
Yeah,
was an
it
okay
was.
film.
It was pleasantly surprising. It was all right. Is I agree. I
I
agree,
was,
which is rare because I thought I'd be like, "Argh," but
but yeah,
I
I
am
was
actually on your side on this one. It was all right. It was
I
all
was
right.
pleasantly surprised by it because I really thought I wasn't going to like it at all.
Oh, well,
I was
there you go.
expecting to come on here and go, "What a load of garbage," but it wasn't.
It was. It's not too bad, is it? As it
And
goes.
I would say the other thing about it is that something I think some times get the people who are making found footage films get wrong, which is that the people playing the parts came across as ordinary people. They didn't come across as actors trying to be ordinary people.
Yeah,
It came across very naturalistic.
yeah. That's the main thing about found footage. That's the great thing about it is that you can be yourself and
Yeah.
sort of add onto it a lot. I mean, like I was saying to you the other week, I think I mentioned it. Somewhere out there, there's a 30-hour cut of Blair Witch Project. You know, you
Why?
know, and somebody else has
Why?
done a 3-hour cut of it as well because it's just it captures everything. It captures them just
Why?
walking in silence and stuff. You
I
know.
mean, I mean, we'll probably never agree on this, but I found the Blair Witch Project so boring.
Yeah,
It was a,
I honestly, I'm
it was
never going to
about. I
agree with
mean,
you there.
how long is it? Is it sort of hour
I
and
think it's about 80 minutes or something, isn't
about
it?
80 minutes? Well, that's about 75 minutes too long, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, like you
It
say,
was,
we're never going to agree on it. I personally think it is one of the best films ever made.
yeah,
I didn't like the sequel, but the third one's fantastic.
I've watched the first one once. I will never watch it again with any luck, and I don't intend watching any of the sequels because I have no interest in them whatsoever.
Well, the second one was like a director. Well, it wasn't actually direct to DVD, but it felt like a direct to DVD film. And then the third one was absolutely amazing.
Mm.
So I recommend the first and the third one. You don't need to watch the second one.
No, so I watched the first. That was more than enough for me. Um,
Uh, but yeah,
but
I
yeah,
would
there
say
you go.
I would watch the factory tapes again. I would watch this one again.
Yeah, I possibly would if somebody said, "Oh, we're going to watch this," I wouldn't go, "Oh, bloody hell."
Yeah. So there is some replayability there, right? And
Yeah,
like you say, it felt very natural.
yeah.
And for a very small budget, it works quite well. I personally liked the best scare for me in the whole thing was the Alexa stuff. That was the best scare for me,
Well,
because
the only
very
the,
grounded in reality.
the only one that made me jump was the bit where the stuffed rabbit or whatever it was suddenly jumps off the chair and came
Oh
straight to the
yes.
camera.
Oh now, yeah, that was really well done. You
That
couldn't
was
see any
incredibly
wires
well
or
done because there was nothing going on and you were drawn right into it, and then it just suddenly went and it was gone. Whoa,
yeah.
that
That's what I love. When I watched that, I was exactly the same. I jumped out my skin and I loved it. But you couldn't see anything. I was like, how did they do that? Because I
no,
didn't see any
I
wires or
couldn't see wires or anything. It was very well done.
anything. Yes.
Okay, there you go.
So not too bad.
Not too bad. It wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be, and I, I was worried that it might put an end to a friendship.
No, it's all good.
We're fine. We're fine. There you go. So two short films, Closing Time, which we both liked. It's a great little self-contained horror short, brilliant. Beautiful Meadow, which again is a really good short film, really well made and really well put together. And the Campana Factory Tapes, which we both agreed is not bad. And
Not bad.
Not bad. I think if you're into found footage films, definitely worth a watch.
Definitely. And I do have a couple of others in mind for you to watch, Andy. No. I will convert you. I
doubt it very much. All right, thank you, Badger. It's been a pleasure as always.
Always a pleasure, buddy. Thank you very much for having me.
This weekend there's an extra episode which I am interviewing an actress called Amy Mackey, who was in the film Shiver My Timbers, which is one of a number of horror films out there based on Popeye, and which was at the Romford Horror Film Festival last year. So check that out. And we will see you again next week with some science fiction.
Yes, indeed, we will.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Next time, everyone. Don't forget to like and share and all the business.
Absolutely. And enjoy.
And we'll see you in the comments.
Yes. Let us know what you think of these films. Let me know. I mean, I have no doubt that there are many people out there that totally disagree with me about Blair Witch and about found footage films in general. But, let me know.
That's it. Let's have a discussion in the comments and see who wins.
I'm not sure we go that far. Thank you very much, and we will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks very much. Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.